Welcome to the Make and Design podcast. I'm Carina Gardner, and today I have with me Barbie Mills. And here's the coolest thing, you guys. We are taping this from the Creator Studio at H+H Americas.
Yes, we are.
So we're in Chicago, and if you are on the YouTube channel, both the Carina Gardner YouTube channel and the University of Arts and Design YouTube channel, I'm going to recommend, even though you're listening to this podcast, and I'm glad you're here listening to it on the podcast, if you want to come see what Barbie has to share, you guys are going to love it. So part of the reason I'm interviewing Barbie is Barbie has been in my creative entrepreneur group for the last 2 years, which has been so incredible. And last year, she also started her MFA at the University of Arts and Design.
Yep.
So she is doing all the things right now. And we met at a quiltipreneur event, actually by Elizabeth Chappell.
And she's here too.
Yeah, she's here at H+H. She is amazing. And I gave Barbie one little tip. This is before she even knew who I was, but she kind of gave me her business idea.
I know who you were, but yeah.
So I said, listen, you just need to do this one thing.
Yeah.
And do you know what I love about Barbie? She did it. She did the one thing I told her to do. And I heard you 3 or 4x your business from that.
We tripled our business last year.
Yeah. That's how you know, like, someone is really meant to be an entrepreneur. That they get it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Barbie, let's dig into what you do.
Okay.
Because you're very specific and you have an interesting niche.
Very specific niche. Yeah. So I am a digital pantograph designer. So if you don't know what that is, longarm quilters, if they're computerized, use pantographs as their files so it's kind of like a 3D printer, but it's a sewing machine. So it's the pattern that the sewing machine uses.
It's so cool, and it really does actually take quite a bit of skill to build these, because you have to make sure that they repeat perfectly.
Yeah.
So that they work great. So will you talk about that process a little bit?
Sure. So I've got some examples.
This is the part where if you're listening to the podcast.
Order.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're listening to the podcast, I am sorry. These samples are incredible.
So these are in no particular order because I just literally grabbed them off the racks from my booth. But this one's called Skipper. And does that work?
Yeah, let's put it close. Yeah, that's incredible.
Okay. Yeah. So this one is one of my very favorites. It's got swirls and some little feathers and a couple leaves. And the thing about pantographs is they have to be one continuous line. Good idea.
I might give you guys a close up here.
So it needs to be one continuous line, and it has to start on the left and end on the right. And the start and stop points have to be on the same horizontal plane. And when those things are true, the longarm machine can then take it and repeat the pattern, and you can tell it how you want it to nest so that you get the nice overlap the way you want it.
It's like such an interesting skill, and you create so many different types of designs with this, which is pretty impressive. This is such a beautiful design, by the way. I love it.
I really, really love this one.
Oh, I love it. So beautiful. And I will say, for those of us who quilt, a lot of us don't long arm our own quilts. I don't long arm my own quilts. I send it out to someone who does it. So people who have computerized or are doing custom really have to know what they're doing. And the computer version is the one that you're designing for. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So for people who are not computerized, they can use a paper pantograph that has a laser, so you can put it on the back table and follow the line with the laser. I keep hitting this. So we offer some of those, but not all of them are really compatible for various reasons. But the ones that are compatible, we are working on making those ones available.
So incredible. Okay, so let's look at a few more of these designs. I think you guys will love it. So show us this one.
Okay, this one is called Raindrop Ripples. Is that close enough?
So cute, yes. And it looks like it's just circles, but they have to be continuous circles.
Yes, and so with long arming, because you have to travel across. With some kinds of repeated designs, that means you have to stitch over the same line twice, which is called backtracking. And you don't want too much of that. You want none if possible. But sometimes the design requires it because you just get an idea that requires backtracking, but you avoid it when you can. One of the things I love about this one is that the travel line across echoes let's see if I can do this without, from this angle. The traveling across echoes all the circles, so it's right here, and it fits right in with the circles, and you don't really notice it.
I was gonna say I wouldn't know where you started and ended, except for now I'm looking really close, and because you said that, now I'm like, oh, I thought you just did the circles, but no, you didn't. Like you're going across it.
Yep. And there's no backtracking on this whole pattern. Most circle patterns that you see do have some backtracking because it's got to travel. So, like it comes to, I can't even tell where it branches off. It comes to here, does this little circle, and well, this one comes from this line to do that circle. If you look really closely, you can see, but anyway.
What an interesting niche skill. Did you get, like, when were you like, I have this idea, I want to make pantographs, right?
Yeah, okay. So I started longarm quilting in 2013. Actually, I started learning in 2012, started my business in 2013, which was way earlier than I was ready to actually run a business. I was like, I know how to meander. That's what people want, right? Mm-hmm. Turns out they want a lot more than meandering, so I had to learn really fast. But in 2017, we moved to a larger house. I had room to get a computerized longarm. So I have 2 longarms now. I had my first one that I would do custom work on. I loved custom work for a long time. I don't have the brain power for it anymore, but the plan was to do custom on this one, running edge to edge on that one, right? So I started seeing what the possibilities were and what I could do with the computer that I can't do with my hand guided, because you can be so precise, which I love. And actually, I don't have the pattern with me, but there was a line, it was just a curved line, and I thought, what happens if I put this on a 50% offset and change the overlap? And it turned into something really beautiful, and I thought, other people might want to use this too.
Yes.
So it just kind of all snowballed from there.
Because this is unique. I mean, we were talking about at this H+H show, literally there's no one else selling this. Like, there's no one else. Like, I've walked the floor and, like, this is incredibly unique. And you do offer memberships. You also work with a lot of long arm quilters, like the big ones, right? The machines.
Yeah.
And so, like, what you're doing is so unique. And I think that one of the things, especially when we're talking about business in the design realm, a lot of people are just doing what they see other people do. Like, you own sewing patterns, so I'm going to do sewing patterns. That seems like it works, right?
Yeah.
You kind of went off on your own total unique branch, and I just love that. I love that you're designing something interesting, but also requires a lot of technical skill.
It does. Actually, I teach a course on how to do this too.
Oh, let's talk about that. Okay, so what's the name of the course?
It is called Digital Pantograph Design. It's so creative.
It tells you exactly what you're actually going to do, which is what we like.
Yeah. And I do teach it from an angle of as if you want to sell your patterns to other people.
Yeah.
So I've got a whole checklist of like I was saying earlier, how it has to start on the right or left and end on the right. Yeah, I'm doing it backwards. We've got a checklist that if it meets these things, it will work. Your pantograph will work. So I teach that in my course, and I teach how to make all those things happen.
Yes.
So
this is so incredible. I love it so much. Okay, let's look at this next design, because this is so beautiful. It looks very simple. Is it?
It's simpler than it looks.
Okay.
Yeah. This one's called Tangelo Twist. And it's got this basic orange peel. So the orange peel is the 4 little petals. So here, this is zoomed out so people can see the repeat. The smaller pieces that's the default size that the pattern comes. But it makes it a little trickier to show it on camera.
Yeah, it's so interesting because as a quilter, since I don't do the machine quilting part, I am very, like, it kind of finishes a quilt, right? It makes it, like, beautiful. Yeah. But it's so interesting because I don't typically choose my pantograph. Do you know most quilters?
A lot of them do, but a lot of people just say to their long armor, they just say, oh, I trust you, just pick something that looks good.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And it's long armors mostly purchasing these from you,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah, whether it's a professional long armor or someone who just has their own long arm and does their own quilting at home.
Interesting. This is so beautiful.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we have to look at this green one because this is insane.
This one's cool. Okay, this one is called Kinetic. Oh, there was something about this one to point out, and we'll get right back to the screen.
Yes.
So, the easiness or difficulty of a pattern has to do with, because like when you're doing laser, you're doing it on a hard surface, and the hard surface stays the same, right? Fabric, as you stitch it, it draws up. So you can only do a section of the quilt at a time, and then you advance your quilt, and then when you go to do the next row, the bottom of it is smaller than the next row you're going to sew on. So when there's points that touch, and this is an example of that, it has points that touch. So like the laser's very accurate, it's going to stay in the same place, but the fabric, it moves. So this one may not be perfect for like a beginner. You can learn how to match it up and line it up, but if you're just starting, this might not be your favorite.
Okay, that's really good to know because I felt that way even when I was a beginning quilter.
Yeah.
I didn't want things where the 4 points all came together because it was really difficult. So one of the first designs I did was for Northcott, and it was called Coquette, and I did a brick pattern. Why? Because nothing touches, right?
Yes.
And when you're a new quilter, you know, like there's a little bit of insecurity with making sure everything touches.
Absolutely.
But like, so you're saying for this one, you would say don't make it your first one.
No.
Which is funny because it looks simple enough that you'd be like, oh, this is going to be so easy. Interesting.
But this one doesn't have any backtracking, so that's great, but it is just has a little bit higher difficulty.
Interesting.
Versus this one, so this one, like I said, it's called Kinetic.
I love this one.
I do too. Thank you.
So much.
This one uses a 50% offset. So it's got this like football shape, we'll just call it that. And it's repeated in rows, and then the offset means that it's offset, for lack of a better word. But if you look closely, there's a line between the repeats, so it doesn't actually touch at all.
Which is so crazy because I didn't even see that until you pointed it out.
So I'm going to hold it up closer now.
That is so sneaky.
So it doesn't actually touch at all, which means it's going to be a lot easier for people to use.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love this design.
Thank you.
I would have thought this one would be harder because of it coming together.
Really easy. So the points do come together here, but it's really not bad.
That's incredible. I love that so much.
Thank you.
Kinetic, you guys. If you're looking, by the way, for these, Barbie, will you just tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, my website is thequiltingmill.com. We just moved to Shopify, so the new website is beautiful. We've had a couple of issues. Actually, my old website had more issues, but the new website's really beautiful, and we've got a membership with the special, it's just the best deal to get the membership.
It really is. I mean, Barbie and I looked at the deal and I was like, this is incredible. So if you're a long armor or you know someone who's a long armor or you're about to send your quilt into a long armor, go check out Barbie's site first, and because you could always be like, hey, I really want this particular thing, and your long armor can go purchase it, or you can purchase it for your quilt. It makes a difference, I think. Okay, we've got to look at more of these.
So I also sell at thequiltingmill.etsy.com, and I sell on Pro Stitcher patterns. So if you have a handy quilter or use Pro Stitcher, you can buy it directly from the Pro Stitcher site, or also Intelligent Quilting. I'm on a few different places.
That's incredible. So yeah, if you have a machine and you're wondering about it, go check it out.
Thank you.
I love it.
So this one is called Orange Peel Square. So it's got the orange peel design again. But I have a few of these that are variations on this squares pattern. And the basic pattern, let's see if I can trace it. It goes here, and then goes back around here. So
even when you trace it, that is not where I thought it was going to go.
So the outer line, the squares part, it does that repeat, and then I added the orange peel inside. So between the two rows, there's nothing that touches between the two rows. So there and there. So I'll hold this one up closer to the camera.
That is so, so cool.
Fun, huh?
I love it. And once again, every time you do like the tracing, I'm like, that's not where I thought you were going to go. So cool.
Great. So the next two are actually designed by my husband. So
wait, what?
Yeah.
Kyle did these?
Did you know that?
I did not
Surprise! My husband designs them too. So, okay, so the thing that Carina told me, the little thing she told me, I was so proud to tell her when I met her. She asked how many designs I had, and I, thinking I was all like so good, I was like, I've got 300. And she just looks me straight in the eye and she's like, you need 1,000. And I'm like,
you might be like, who is this lady that would just say to someone, you need more?
Yeah. Well, I'm proud to say that with, actually, my husband just made 100 now. With his 100, I have 900. We've got 1,000 on the website.
Woohoo! Thank you, Kyle.
Yes. So since starting the university and just doing all the business stuff, I haven't had quite as much time to design. So with his help, we made it to 1,000 and our business tripled. So thank you for that tip.
You're welcome.
So anyway, my husband is an engineer and has some drafting background. He did drafting in college and had an internship where he was a drafter. So, but he's doing engineering now. But he does these in Onshape, which is, have you heard of Onshape?
No, I have not.
So it's a free AutoCAD program online, and it doesn't turn it into stitches for you. We have to take that over to the other program and make sure it's all one continuous line and stuff. But he does the nitty gritty parts in Onshape because you can do constraints and stuff, which honestly I don't understand that part. So this one I think is just so clever. I never would have come up with this one on my own. It's called Loop Weave.
It's so beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
It
So
like has like a, I mean, what do you even call that? Like a hoof shape, like at the bottom?
It's kind of like a knit or a chain.
Yes, it's so cool.
That cable going through, but then its travel line is here. So it travels.
Once again, I would have never guessed where these travel lines.
So it goes here and then does the shape and then comes down and then it comes up here and then keeps going and does this part. There's no backtracking on this either.
Put it up close because
No
this
backtracking.
this is like insane. Also, will you turn it around so they can see it on the white? Because I will say this, like when you see it on the white, it looks a little different.
It does. So most of the time when you do quilting,
This one's called loop weave, guys.
you use a thread that's going to blend. Like you want the quilting to enhance your quilt, not like necessarily take over your quilt. But every once in a while it's fun to just do something really special too.
I love this. This is so gorgeous.
Okay, so the bright colors are mine. Kyle's are the darker. He's got green and blue are his colors. So this one is crazy. This one does have some backtracking, but it's called Molecule, and it's way less complicated than it looks.
It looks so complicated.
It is complicated, but it doesn't actually touch one row to the next row.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I have to look. So there's a piece that just goes right up between there. So you still have to be careful not to let it shift too much. You're gonna have to get it to fit right. But there's no points that touch.
You gotta flip that one on the back too, because that is it's so beautiful and not what you think. And I love the name of it, Molecule.
Yeah,
It is. That is so cool.
fun. Yeah. So the stuff that he comes up with, some of it's really whimsical. Like he's got a bookshelf.
I will say, I can kind of tell it's more masculine too.
Yeah.
There's like a definite feel, and so like if you are looking for some, like you have a boy quilt, like I have several boy quilts that I had made for my husband and my son. You're looking for something that feels a little more masculine, and I think we ended up with like kind of like almost a line wave, like something that felt more geometric. I love this. This is the kind of thing I would choose.
Yeah. So it's fun. Well, it's really fun to share something, especially since he came to the show with me. It's been fun for him to meet Carina, but having him here and really seeing more of the business side, because he hasn't seen that side before, so that's been really fun.
It's been fun to meet Kyle. He sat next to me at
He's
dinner
quite a
last
character.
night. Yeah, it's been awesome. So good. And if you're on the YouTube channel, I mean, you guys are gonna see this. So I'm 5'6". Barbie is towering over me.
I'm about 6'3".
And Kyle is...
He's 6'7".
Yes, so like, and I'm used to this because my husband's 6'6", but it just makes me laugh because I'm like, you guys are tall.
We're very tall. Yeah.
And I love it when I walk to your booth because you just like are there so regal and tall.
Thank you.
Okay, let's look at these last two because these are incredible.
So these two are mine again with the bright colors. This is another one of my favorites. The last two purses I've made for myself, I put this design on it because I just love it. This is called Double Wedding, and it looks very similar to a traditional double wedding ring pattern. This one does have a little backtracking, but it's not too much. There's the white.
Why not with the backtracking?
Why do people not want to have it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It takes longer. If you happen to have a thread break in a spot where there's backtracking, when you're telling the machine where to restart, if it doesn't know if it was on the first time around or the second time around, it might skip a part or it might sew over a whole thing in extra time. So
you just more ability to have problems, to have
somewhat, yeah.
Interesting.
And
Very
it's not a huge deal. Like thread breaks happen, or you run out of bobbin thread and you have to restart. So that's one of the things you learn when you are learning how to long arm. You learn how to recover from a thread break. So, but if I ever have a thread break where backtracking is, I always unpick to before the backtracking, so I don't even have to worry about it because it's just I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I love that.
But I do have time to unpick a couple inches, I guess.
Let's look at this last one, and then let's talk about your business a little bit.
Okay, this one's called Blossoming Dreams. I have several in my Dreams collection. So this one has different kinds of flowers. I've got a Snowy Dreams that has snowflakes. And snowflakes, like, your long arm slows down when it goes around corners. So snowflakes are notoriously slow. So I remade them with a different snowflake, and now I've got one called Frosty Dreams that has faster snowflakes.
Do you think that's what people are looking for? They're like, okay, I need this one to go faster.
A lot of people are, yeah.
Okay, and do you put that on your, like, this one's a faster, or can they just tell because they know?
When you're an experienced long armer, you're going to be able to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If it's just curves, it's going to go faster. I didn't bring any really fast ones with me, but I have a few that are very quick.
Interesting.
Yeah. So here's Blossoming Dreams.
So beautiful, and it does have a lot of different flowers, and they look like they're standalone until you look really carefully and you see where they match up.
Yeah. So no backtracking in this one either.
I would love to know from your time with me as a creative entrepreneur, what do you think the business stuff that's really made a difference for you has been?
So I know you talk about this a lot, but volume really is huge. Mm-hmm. So one thing I noticed was that doubling the number of patterns I had more than doubled my income.
Yeah, that's almost always the case. It's kind of that Gary Keller talks about it in the one thing, like you do two and you think, oh, it will just double, but like you get up to a certain point and it's like compounding.
Yes.
It's a compound interest kind of situation.
Right. So we're in that stage now where we're starting to see the compounding, and it's really exciting. I've been waiting for it for a while.
Yeah, because it's time. It's a time thing as well.
Yeah. When I met you 2 years ago, I was like, I'm so close, and I can just feel like we're just right on the edge of actually making some real money here. And we're seeing that now. It's starting to come in.
Yeah.
And it's thrilling. So the volume has been big. Really, and I need to get better at this, social media, being consistent and posting, even though you just need to find something that works for you.
Yeah.
And I was pretty consistent for a while. I've gotten out of the habit. But even though the stuff I was posting didn't even really have my face on it, it was just like stitch out videos.
Yeah.
It works. People want to see what you're doing.
Yeah. I think there is an interesting thing with social media because we all kind of don't want to do it. But even at this show, I've been posting every day, like in my stories, and then I posted a video, and people want to know what's going on. And it's almost like what's the thing if you hear a sound in a forest but no one hears it? Like, did it even happen? that's the way I kind of feel about social media. Like, if they don't see you doing stuff, then did it even happen?
Right. I have not been posting very much here.
Well, you have a booth.
I do have a booth.
I haven't had a booth.
We haven't done this before, so running the booth has just been exhausting, and then I get back to our hotel and I'm just like staring straight at the ceiling.
Yeah. I mean, we did go to dinner last night, and that was like almost too much, really. Because
honestly, for me, it was a little too much.
Yeah. Just because running a booth is so huge. But the thing is, you'll come home from the show, you'll be able to talk about it, and that will be an awesome thing as well. Can I tell you what I've learned from your business?
I would love to know.
Every business owner I work with does something different. We know this, like from CEN and from the university. So we even have, like Juliana, which I'll post on the university feed, like is doing a book, a scrapbooking book. Callie in CEM does greeting cards.
They're so beautiful.
They're absolutely gorgeous. One of the things that has really struck me is that the more unique your business is, the more you stand out, the faster you actually make money. And I see that specifically with you because you have such an interesting niche. Like, you have moved faster than some of my other designers because your niche is so interesting, different. And so, you know, when I talk about the Make Art That Sells model, and we talk about product, theme, and medium, you have really done that because you've kind of packaged together something that's really different. And because of that, not only are you able to make money off of your designs, make money basically wholesaling to other machine manufacturers, right?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
And you get some big tricks from that, which I really love. But then on top of it, you have a membership. And you have a digital course. The only reason you're able to diversify in that way is because you are in such a niche field.
That's true.
And I think if you were just doing sewing patterns, or you just were a surface pattern designer, and there's nothing just, right? But like you're not unique enough to really stand out in a way to make money as fast as you have. That's what I see about you.
I like that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. The Quilting Mill, if you are a long arm quilter, go check out thequiltingmill.com, right?
Yep.
Like, go see what she's doing. She really is doing some phenomenal stuff. I'm excited just to continue to see what Barbie does, especially in her MFA, because I can't wait to see what she does for her accumulating studio project.
I actually don't have an art background at all, so this is my first time learning art, and I'm still at the very beginning of the program.
Yeah.
So
I think this will be fun because especially when you're in a niche field or you're running a business and you're trying to figure out where it can go, this really can expand your horizons because you're like, oh, I didn't even think about, now that we have to do watercolor and acrylics, how could we bring this in to sell this type of product using what we're doing? And so I even heard this from Katie. Katie was like, I suddenly was like, wait, I could do applique because now I know die cutting, you know? She was like, I'm not doing that right now, but it's in my back pocket.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Like, I have no idea what new ideas I'm going to get from actually getting a formal art education. I have no clue.
Yeah.
We'll just have to find out. It'll be fun.
We'll kind of see this journey. That'll be awesome. I also think that one of the reasons we teach all the different things we do is because we want you guys to be okay no matter what the economy looks like.
Yeah.
So if your particular business is not thriving, you can always move into another kind of business.
Yeah. And I'm really interested in learning how I can take the art that I do have and apply it to other avenues.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Barbie, thanks so much for being on.
Thank you guys, for having me.
If you want to go find out more about her, tell them your website, your Instagram, and how they can hang out with you.
Okay, so my website is thequiltingmill.com. On Instagram, I am at thequiltingmill. There's no underscores or punctuation. Mainly it's just those two.
Yeah. And you've had some really cool experiences at your booth.
I have.
Are you willing to share one of them before we leave?
Sure. Do you want me to, the one I told you about
I
earlier?
think you should, because this is really incredible. This is why I love shows. We have so many students from the university at this show, walking around, also doing booths, and there is a lot of power to shows. So tell them the story, because I think this is really cool.
So years ago, I'll just give you the nutshell version of the background. Years ago, I met Jamie Wallen at the Home Machine Quilting Show in Salt Lake City. I just started long arming, and I was taking a hands-on class at this big show. Another plug for big shows. And he was going to be teaching the next class, and he came in and he saw my work and he complimented me, and it just rocked my world, made me so excited. And that stuck with me. Well, who shows up at my booth yesterday but Jamie Wallen? So he's kind of legendary among longarm quilters. He's got tons of YouTube videos and tutorials, and he's just fantastic. And he's got great rulers. I love his rulers. His business is Quilters Apothecary. Anyway, so I saw him and I got to tell him that. And like, I'm so grateful that you told me that. It just really has affected me. And so he's looking at my booth and all my designs and my samples, and he asked if he can take a video for his, what's it called? Patreon. Yeah. I always forget that word for some reason. So he's taking a video of everything and saying all these super nice things, and it just made my day. Just absolutely made my day to remember my roots and where I started. And I loved freehand quilting at the time, but I love this. Like, I can sit and design for hours. I haven't had hours to sit and design as I've been preparing to be here.
Yes.
But I love doing it. And I love that I can take it with me. Like, we go to, I take my kids to a trampoline park in the summer, and they go jump, and I sit at this table overlooking the whole place and with my laptop, and I design, and they come check in with me to get a drink. Their water bottles are there.
I love it.
I take it with me, and
that was actually one of my tricks too when my kids were little. Trampoline parks.
They're fun.
And also they get all the wiggles out.
Yes. So. And the roller skating rink. We have one of those that opened. They love it.
Oh,
which
awesome.
I think it's great.
Well, we have to end.
Yes.
But this has been incredible. I hope you really enjoyed it. Go check out Barbie. I hope you like this on the YouTube channel. If you're interested in the University of Arts and Design, you can go check it out at uad.education. And we're so happy that we got to come live to you from H+H Americas. We'll see you guys later. Bye.